Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and for the invocation.
At this time, please join us for the pledge.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Surround those who are graduating with your grace. Please bless us with hope that we may move into the future with eager and open hearts. Please help us to put the knowledge, skills, and insights gained throughout our education to use for the good of all mankind. Inspire us to believe in the goodness of life, even when faced with challenges and difficulties. As we commence with our lives, may we grow ever more grateful and wise. All of we ask in your Son Jesus' name, we pray. Amen.
Good evening, everyone. Before I get started with my long, drawn-out speech about success and aspirations, I'd like to give a huge thank you to not only my wonderful mom, dad, and brother, but to every single mother, father, grandparent, sibling, and even to these special parents here in the front row that legally aren't allowed to whoop us from 7:10 to 2:20 every day. I, and we especially, definitely would not be here today if it were not without your love, advice, care, this one's about them, and numerous red marks over our crappy assignments and essays. Now, Minhee and I originally planned to split up and speak about each of the 3 buildings that we've endured over the last 4 years, but then we realized that the technology to clone one of us wouldn't be available for quite some time. If only Minhee had like a twin or something. Yeah, parents, if you don't get that one, just wait until the diploma walk. You'll see what I'm talking about. But instead, we decided to divide our speeches to talk about 2 of the most exemplary characteristics of any good student. We felt these 2 things perfectly embodied all of the hard work, dedication, and motivation of every single amazing student in LAMP's class of 2018. Of course, I'm talking about eating and sleeping. Now, I know what you're thinking. Varun, eating, sleeping, and sometimes you can throw farting in there, are usually associated with laziness. And to that, I have 2 responses. 1, just wait, the big reveal is coming in Minhee's speech. It's epic. And 2, spoiler alert, LAMP students aren't perfect. But oh boy, do we have an appetite. If I had to describe this wonderful group of people behind me and this wonderful family I've had over the last 4 years in just one word, it would be hungry. Not because we were hungry in 3 different lunch lines in 3 completely different locations, but because we're hungry for the unknown. Hungry for not 1, but 2 Powder Puff Dubs. Hungry for another opportunity, or any opportunity, to help one another in a time of need. Hungry for excellence in all that we set out to do. Hungry for more. LAMP, class of 2018, I know that you will stop at nothing to satiate your hunger. That's why you've consumed so much in your time here in our high school. Okay, so while I was writing this speech and looking for some inspirational catchphrases, I couldn't really find many good English idioms about eating, except like, you can't have your cake and eat it too, and we already know what that means. So instead, I found some really inspirational stuff in some other languages that I thought I would share with you all here today. So the first one is in Mandarin Chinese, and it's 吃雄心豹子胆. So this literally translates to eat bull heart and leopard gall. And I know this sounds a little bit gross, but the deeper meaning here is to always have the courage to do big things. And this is extremely relevant because sitting behind me are some of the bravest and most risk-taking people I've ever had the pleasure to meet. And I expect them to continue to be that way throughout life because according to author Susie Kassem, doubt has killed more dreams than failure ever will. Never forget that your everlasting courage will take you far in life. The second one, it's in Spanish. It's para comer pescado hay que mojarse el trasero. So this one's just a little bit blunt, but the literal translation is in order to eat fish, you have to get your bottom wet. This is basically saying that if you ever want results in life, you must put in the effort. I know life can be unpredictable sometimes. It can have all its twists and turns, ups and downs, fronts, backs, and side to sides. And we often can feel like we have no control over anything. But just remember, the only thing that you will always be able to control in life is the amount of effort that you put into anything you do. And that's from a super rich billionaire dude named Mark Cuban, so you know we have to take it seriously. And with that, class of 2018, a warm congratulations, and stay hungry, my friends. Thank you. Now I have the honor, the privilege to introduce my wonderful co-valedictorian, one of my best friends, Min-hee Jun, who will be tackling the second part of our valedictory bed and breakfast.
Good evening. First and foremost, I would like to take this time to thank God and give all glory to Him because without Him, I would not have been standing here as a person I am today. I would also like to thank my parents, family, friends, and of course teachers for supporting me with all the resources and opportunities to set me up for success. Now, since we're all full after Varun's speech, I know we're all getting sleepy, but please bear with me for a couple of minutes. You're probably thinking that I'm going to talk about dreams as they are often associated with sleep, or most commonly referred to as naps for us lampers. But you're exactly right. Teachers, when our heads seem to be laid on our desks in reality, I assure you that our minds and thoughts were tirelessly running in fantasy because every great dream begins with the dreamer. More importantly, as John Lennon had put it, a dream you dream alone is only a dream, but a dream you dream together is reality. I can proudly say that most of us, me, physically nap through some classes and daydream together to achieve this reality that Lennon had put. On a more serious note, every one of us had a driving force of passion and hunger for knowledge, and immensely impacted one another by pushing each other to strive beyond the standard mark or to persevere through life's crisis. Some of us may have clearer visions than others, but don't worry. Keep looking for your visions and dream. Once you dream and you see them, never lose sight of them because they will come true. Just like our freshman dream of experiencing our new building came true. Plus, take a look around you. All of them are your second family, and they're always there to help you to fulfill your hidden potential. But be careful. Do not be lost in the dream world where you're only constantly thinking about what you wish to do when everything is happening right now. Don't wait to begin the journey. Take a small step at a time and act upon it because every step matters, and you guys have so much to offer to this world. It saddens me to say that soon it is time for us to push out through the revolving doors and leave our suites to enter the real world. Even though there was constant construction at LAMP into 3 forms, it was an incomparable 5-star hotel that provided not only food to satiate our hunger for knowledge, but also rooms to sleep for, so that we would be a step closer to finding our dreams. After all, where else would you be able to find a 5-star hotel at no cost? So thank you, Lamp, for providing our bed and breakfast and allowing us to eat and sleep to our heart's contents. I have enjoyed my stay, as I'm pretty sure all of my classmates have. With this being said, don't sleep on class of 2018. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Carrington Gaskin, and I would like to welcome all faculty, alumni, friends, family, and of course, the class of 2018 to our graduation ceremony. And I would also like to take time to thank my family, my parents, uncles, aunts, cousins, my brother Darren, and of course, my best friend and baby sister Chandler for everything you guys have done for me. Without you, I really wouldn't be here. I said I wouldn't cry, but he cried, and it really got my tears going. So please bear with my shaky voice. I'm going to try my best. So as I sat down to write this speech, I was trying to find the right words to string together to perfectly sum up our time together and how it feels to be here now. And I couldn't decide if it was a sense of nostalgia or if it was too soon for nostalgia. Our high school days, it quickly became a memory. Our times quickly became stories told at Thanksgiving dinner tables. I also couldn't decide if it was fear, the unknown, change, looking to our left and right and knowing that this is the last time that we're all going to be here together. Is it excitement, finally reaching the day we have dreamed and longed for since freshman year? Now, I don't think there's a correct word for it or that there's any amount of words to perfectly sum up and give our journey justice, but I'm certainly going to try. Now, the class of 2018, we have a story worth telling. We started it at the Loveless building. As freshmen, we started our first day of high school in a building with concave walls and missing bathroom doors. But quickly, the creaking wooden floors and the maze that was our hallways became home. Now, on that day, I came into LAMP knowing the majority of my class through middle school at Baldwin. So you can imagine my shock when I walked into my first period Spanish class and I did not know a single person. Now, those of you who know me, you know I'm not shy at all, very loud, I'll talk to anyone, but in that moment, I was terrified. For some reason, I was intimidated and I forgot how to communicate, but thankfully, the 14 other people in my class knew how. Quickly, those strangers became friends, laughing at my terrible jokes and inability to not pronounce the H in hola, and they also offered some jokes of their own. And I think we all, in some links, experienced something like this. Through sharing goofy moments, understanding eye contact when we didn't have a clue what was going on in class, and even just a simple hello in the hallways, we all have found a friend we never saw ourselves becoming close with. Those unfamiliar faces easily became a sense of comfort during the school days, and on that day, I was absolutely sure that we were going to be a special class, and they definitely exceeded my expectations. Now our next chapter moves on to Houston Hills with its iconic trailer and chickens for classmates. We were so focused on aiming for the sky that we even broke a ceiling. Sorry about that, Ms. Grayman, again. We didn't mean to. We continued writing our story as a force to be reckoned with. We won the penny drive twice, the powder puff game twice, and we even left our mark in the hallways more than twice. And now we end our story in the new building, the first class to graduate from it. We survived the epic battles of quest tests, projects, taking acting classes to learn soliloquies, lab reports, and so much more. No one knows the LAMP experience like we do, and today we will leave these chapters behind. The world is our oyster, and to those of you with shellfish allergies, you might need to be a little concerned, but no worries, we're all gonna make it out perfectly fine. Now, our story has not yet ended. As each of us branch out into our new chapters, we will take with us the lessons, the memories, and the relationships that LAMP has given us. When working on the yearbook, Dr. Summers once gave me a quote that stated, "We are not a perfect community, but we strive to be. Each one of us matters, and each one of us values the whole community. All of us want to maintain the success that others who have came before us achieve." Now, throughout our years at LAMP, we have been pushed to maintain the high standards that have been set for us. And sometimes we didn't want to be pushed. Sometimes we were even pushed too much. And it may not seem like it now, but we needed that push. Now, that push made us fall off a cliff, and right before we thought we were plummeting to our death, we ended up flying, reaching heights we didn't know was possible. Now we'll be able to jump off of any cliff with confidence, and that is all thanks to LAMP. our perfectly imperfect community. And to my teachers and classmates, I want to personally thank each and every one of you for being a character in my story. You all have impacted me more than I can ever say. Helping me grow into the person that I've always wanted to be, and I can only hope that I have done just a small amount of that for you. Now, as you go into your new stories, always be the character on the front lines making change. Never be that character that gets forgotten. You're all way too brilliant for that. Sorry. You always be the main character in your story, but don't be afraid to be the supporting characters in others. You all have the impeccable ability to impact the world just like you have impacted LAMP. And always hold your pen up with LAMP pride. Not every chapter is going to be light reading. There will be struggles, but never stop writing. So class of 2018, we did it. Congratulations, guys.
Good evening, everyone. I promise I'm not going to cry. I am going to have to take my mortarboard off, though. I'm going to eat this tassel. Good evening. My challenge tonight is arduous because I'm supposed to give these great minds some magical idea to synthesize their entire scholastic career. Instead, guys, I'm just going to tell you this. Just say no. I mean it. Yeah, I know that challenge sounds out of place for a commencement address, but believe me, just say no. When I was a child, we had a First Lady, Nancy Reagan, that developed the idea of the Just Say No campaign as a way to help America's children respond to the war on drugs. That idea is just as vital today as it was then, especially in regards to anything that can harm you. But I'm not going to talk about that. So I'm going to tell you just a few things to say no to as you matriculate down the road into pseudo-adulthood. First, just say no to moving to school by yourself. You still need your parents, and they need you too. They need to see your dorm room, help you put your things away, help you decorate if that's important to you. Gentlemen, it better be important because you will never remember where you put that one thing your mom said you knew you were going to have, and it'll be in a box somewhere. Let her help you. Parents also need to have that moment of closure when they drive away teary-eyed and your heart drops to the pit of your stomach and you think, can I do this? If your parents cannot go, this is a great time to say no to doing things by yourself. Who knows? You could make a friend that would develop into a lifelong friendship. This moment of helping each other is an experience that we all need because you can do whatever you need to do to accomplish your goals. But an opportunity to learn about others will hopefully be a continual experience in your life. The second thing to just say no to is trusting your advisor only. Advisors are just that. They advise. Take the hours you need to take your courses, be successful, and look to grow as a student. That means to put yourself outside your comfort zone, academically and socially. Your courses are designed to give you a wide range of experiences. Take advantage of those experiences. This means when your advisor says, don't take that awesome scuba course, or that business course that you need for that minor, don't take that. Look at them in the face, just say no, and do it anyway. Disclaimer, do not just say no and try to wring out an extra football season because the bill that your parents get is not worth the joy that you will get. Trust me, I know. 5 years. The third just say no is just say no to a boring social life. Get involved with a group that interests you, and especially get involved if a group challenges you and challenges your thinking. Learning to see past personal challenges and disagreements and see the person not as an opponent, but as a potential friend will do nothing but help you as you further your path. Whether you participate in Greek life, play intramurals, work, join the choir, theater, or political group, Find a group on campus that will help you develop your mind, body, and spirit. The fourth just say no, this one's a special one for your parents. I want you to say a loud no to the free t-shirt credit card people as they stalk you around campus. Just say no. Don't do it. Trust me, that percentage rate will hurt you long after that t-shirt's gone. The financial debt that we are saddling children with today when they leave college prevents them from being able to make lifelong decisions long after college. Seriously, just say no. Class of 2018, my final just say no is just say no to staying away. Your family, your school, and your community want you to go away, develop yourself for better, but we beg, plead, and urge you to not stay away forever because we're selfish. We want to hug you, share coffee, hear your great stories, and watch your successes from the front row. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud of you, and please know that I love each and every one of you for the talents that you brought to LAMP every single day. We are all better for knowing you. Now, this is where I'm supposed to say, go forth and make us proud, but that goes without saying. You are ready, and we will be proud. So I leave you with these words from Pythagoras. The oldest and shortest words, yes and no, are those which require the most thought. Thank you.
Good evening again. Before I say anything else, I want to extend all of my gratitude to Dr. Summers for being the biggest source of encouragement to me this year that I've ever had for my writing. You have been so important to me. Thank you. And a huge thank you to my beautiful class for being so easy to write about. This is a piece that I wrote called And Then. Entering the real world is what we did when we were born. Born into our own kind of humanness, into seeing our world through our eyes, into stretching out our arms and broadening our horizons. Everything else, where we are now and where we will be, is a product of where we have been. And so we know this: to believe that we are entering the real world now is to take what we have done so far and hide it away, when really, all of us sitting here side by side, we are the world, the very real world, and here we are, in it, sitting where we knew we'd sit today, wearing what we knew we'd wear today. We each will grace this stage with a walk and a smile and celebrate 4 years well spent, each step representative of that time that ambled by, thick with mistakes and failures, but louder success and satisfaction. One day we will tell stories of how in high school we were emptied to be filled again, when we kept on even when we were tired, when we made it and when we didn't, and how all of it was worth it. We will look back on how we were unafraid at 17, not afraid to be ourselves here, because everyone owns their differences. I remember feeling the most like me in 2nd grade when my teacher gave me pencil grips to fix the way I write. I lost them. I didn't think there was anything to be fixed. And at LAMP we have done this. We have claimed individuality in a lot of bigger ways. We haven't sacrificed intelligence for popularity, haven't given up integrity for grades, and we took what we used to second guess about ourselves and made them into our finest qualities. Where somewhere else there may just be a loud voice or excess energy or perfectionism, here there's a valuable debate team member, a cross-country state champion, and a respected project and club leader. And I, who knew how to write in a way that was comfortable, am presenting a poem that I wrote at my high school graduation. LAMP is a place where things come to fruition. And now we carry that fruit, not around our necks, but in open hands, eager to share it with a new part of the world we know. Some of us will go far away, and some of us will stay right here. And either way, we all have common ground because we have shared this great big experience of a high school where we learned how to be inquisitive and conscientious, and that every day is math day, and that to misread tone is to misread, and that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. So we will take with us what we need, and we won't let it go until we've seen ourselves grow into someone we're proud of. One of my favorite writers, Miranda July, she wrote, "Your life right now is as real as it will ever be." I like to think about that in the context of our pasts. Your life then was as real as it will ever be. And so we can remember that where we have been is just as important as where we are going. Today, we go. And then, whenever we get there, to whatever next finish line was written for us, we will keep going. Thank you.
I would like to remind you to check your cell phones, make sure your cell phones are off, and also remind you to hold your applause, hold your cheers until after all the names are called. Each one of our students is as important as the other, and we want everyone to hear their child's name. Veronica Reddy Allah. Layla Sadat Arai Inajad. Fowler Cole Askew. Tamia Denise Ballard. William Sukasa Bannister. John Robert Bennett. Breck Elizabeth Bowen. Janet Sa Breckenridge. Kaylin Siobhan Butler. Haley Marie Bird. Michael Leonard Calloway, Jr. Emily Elena Chamnon. Christy Chen. Songhyun Cho. Catherine Enchang Jung. Mary Abigail Cox. Lindsay Kelly Davis. Catherine Mariano del Carmen. Iman Elise Farrier. Anthony Joel Fitzpatrick, Jr. Ryan Danielle Ford. Erica Wendy Gage. Carrington Renee Gaskin. Samantha Lee Gates. Kelsey Elise Grant. Philip Anthony Harden. Jabrel Brene Hardy. Da Kyung Ha. Wan Hyo. Jashan Jermaine Holmes. Jalen Mikhail Shante Holt. Jonathan Yinun Hu. Samuel Orion Hudson. Annika Kaniga Hutton. Vidit Jain. Angel Janae Jelks. Jabriana Marie Jemison. Min-hee John. Sang Hyun John. Hyang Jen. Gabriela Milagro Johnson. Lauren McGee Johnson. Eccles McClendon Jones. Philip Otis Julian Jr. Hyunjung Kang. John Young Kim. Jaemin Kim. Jim Young Kim. Kelly Ajin Kim. Seyoon Kim. Devin Lorez Kinsey. Meredith Ann Kingry. Varun Shroff Koski. Alexandra Gabrielle Lee. Jun-woo Yi. Madison Nicole Lockwood. Benjamin John Lowry. Emily Ekaterina Magda. Justin Todd Mahoney. Sarah Grace McKay. Kendall Reed McKinnon. Jacob Sanchez Messina. Cassie Mackenzie Meyer. Jiyoon Moon. Janaya Ashanti Moro. Ovake Lanice Moss. Vince Vuong Nguyen. Lauren Elizabeth Oates. Ethan Joseph O'Connor. Grace Catherine O'Neill. William Anthony Osborne, Jr. Jeffrey Harmel Owens, Jr. Quinicia Lachey Page. Joseph Edward Papanastos. Ria Patel. Harper Madison Payne. Methuen Te Phan. Grace Ann Fung. Macy Elizabeth Pope. Neha Ashwin Rao. Essence Brochet Rose. Lenny Elizabeth Russell. Beatrice Maddie Severance. Kayla Regina Simpkins. Victoria Lacey Smith. Virginia Lee Snipes. Jenhee Son. Gracie Ruth Sullivan. Crystalline Jamaria Taylor. Nigel Justin Taylor. Victoria Nicole Tillman. Julia Marie Elizabeth Touche. Justin Wang Tran. Caitlin Elida Truslow. Russell Sinclair Turner. Catherine Grace Walcott. Tyson Caroline Walters. Alea Ariana Washington. Julia Lee White. Gary Lee Wilford III. Anna Leela Williams. Trinity Denise Williams. Christopher Bernard Wilson. Davis Skinner Wilson. Liu Berhanu Woldemichael. Benjamin Cole Womble. Martha Longwen Yin. Subin Yun. Shelby Lynn Young.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd ask Mr. Lyndon Smith, the director of our jazz band, to step forward, please. If Mr. Lyndon Smith and our jazz band will step forward, they have a presentation for us. Thank you. At this time, we'd have a special presentation from the class of 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would ask Ms. Kate Wilson, faculty member at LAMP, to please come to the lectern and lead us in the alma mater.